Giacchetta here. Good morning, folks. Jim Giacchetta here from VidOvation. We're just waiting for the last couple of stragglers to log in this morning. We're real excited that you've decided to take some time out of your busy day to spend with us, and we hope to teach you a little about VidOvation TV, particularly as it pertains to the government and military spaces. So let me dive right in. If you guys have questions along the way, we can see you on our little chat. If we don't answer right away, we will make a point at the very end to answer any of your questions. Certainly after the presentation, feel free to call us, email us. We will also have recordings of this session available online after within a couple of days, probably early next week, for you guys to review and share with your colleagues. So let me just dive right in. Let's see here. Get my slide to advance. There we go. Some of you may be familiar with who VidOvation is. It's a company I founded a few years ago. I have 30 to 35 years experience in the government, broadcast, pro AV space. Our collective team, our combined experiences exceed 50 years, so we're very entrenched in this market space. We have been working with DoD and military and government type clients for close to 30 years now. So we think of ourselves as a communications company. So VidOvation, we help you move your video forward. That's our tagline. But what we do is we help our clients move video from point A to point B, whether that's a LAN, fiber optic, wireless, satellite, cellular, whatever the network might be. We help you move your content from A to B. And we do it in a reliable, robust way. We try to keep open architectures as much as possible. Our IPTV system is very open in nature. We use industry standard amino set-top boxes that I will get to. We, of course, would love it if you only used our encoders, but our system will work with any brand of MPEG 1, 2, or 4 encoder. It's an open architecture. So we'll get into all of that. But as a company or as a business leader, VidOvation, my teams, myself, my mission in life, or my passion, has always been to solve problems. So we think of ourselves as problem solvers, doing what's never been done before, helping you achieve your business goals. A few years ago, we helped the National Hockey League solve a problem in that bad calls were being made in and around the goal. And in a matter of months, from the ground up, we designed a whole product line for them called the in-net goal camera. It's a 60-gig wireless camera. It's proven to be highly reliable. It's improved the game of hockey. Now, all of you may not be in the market for a hockey goal camera, but whatever is important to your business, we would like to learn more about it, and we would like to get more involved in your business and help you solve similar type problems, help you develop a wireless video infrastructure like we did for the National Hockey League, or in the case of this presentation today, to help our clients manage live and pre-recorded video on their corporate network or on their DoD or secure or government networks. So that's just the basis of where we're coming from as a company. Let's see. So we get asked this every day. Oh, I have a coaxial video system. I'm pushing video over RF. Why should I change? Why should I consider IPTV? You know, the old adage, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Well, you know, first off, you know, some of these RF systems, yeah, well, some of them work pretty well. They're antiquated. The quality can be not that great. A lot of them are not digital. Certainly, they're not expandable. So the goal that we bring here is simplifying the architecture. We can run over a generic corporate or enterprise network. You don't need any fancy hardware. We eliminate all the ugly RF cables, amplifiers, splitters, the old school approach. And the most important feature that we bring is the ability to stream video to the computer desktop, as you can see here. Let me turn on my little highlighter. Whoop, if it would work. Here we go. You can't do this with an RF coaxial system. You can bring television to set-top boxes and displays and computers, but you cannot bring it to the desktop. You certainly cannot bring it to the smartphone, the iPhone, the Android, the Apple, or even a smart TV. So it does give you more flexibility. It also gives the ability to stream video outside the corporate network. We could securely stream video to an iPad or an iPhone that's off-site, that's out on the public network. And we can encrypt that video to DoD standards. So you don't have to be tied to this constrictive RF ecosystem that you might already have. You can transport your video virtually anywhere and to any device. So I don't want to spoil the whole surprise, but that's where we're headed. That's the whole point of this, why you would do IPTV. So then, here's some DoD specific applications that we've done. We've done flight simulators. Often enough in DoD and military and government type work, it's recording a video, documenting a video. So if you have some sort of a training exercise going on, or a flight simulation, or even security cameras, you want to record, archive, have time code, documenting the date and time that the event occurred, whether it's for security purposes or in the case of flight simulation for training purposes. We've deployed in MOUTs. You can't have a government project without acronyms. Military operations in urban terrains, any large venue, after-action review systems, whether this is during battle or during training that you want to review, well, why did we lose that battle, or why did we win, what did we do right, what did we do wrong. So it's we do this a lot in sports, but the same thing applies in military operations. Review of past actions, past performance kind of evaluations, like in military and in sports. The main objective often for our clients is a distribution of live television. So how do we get DirecTV, the local cable operator, Dish Network, or even proprietary secure DoD type video communications, how do we distribute that on the network? And we would give our military and DoD clients that ability. It may also not be live video. It could be recordings of flight simulations. It could be training videos, compliance videos, all kinds of DoD and government type training. If you're a non-combative government agency, it could be a HR, human resources type of training. In corporate America, it could be sexual harassment videos, that type of thing, where we want to train our individuals and do some compliance testing. The other neat thing about it too is if you push some training videos out there, we have analytics where we can see have your personnel actually watch the video. If there's 100 hours of training videos your soldier, your employee, your personnel need to watch, you can see if they actually did watch it and what percentage of the material did they watch. And you can base evaluations, employee reviews, and such on this type of analytics. We've done congressional meetings in the civilian world. We've done conventions, world congresses, so congressional meetings for in the more civilian government applications. And then, as I mentioned, surveillance for military bases, seaports, and whatnot. So once our system is managing your recorded video, your live TV, we blend it with your security systems. And the nice thing about security systems is a lot of them are IP-based already. May need some transcoding if it's a JPEG 2000 system. IPTV systems are usually MPEG based, but we have transcoders. We can help with those types of situations. So we can look at the whole picture, all of your video needs, from live TV, pre-recorded video, training videos, and even surveillance. So here's some of the key advantages. So we can work with just about any format of video. All the MPEG standards, as I mentioned earlier, if it's JPEG or another standard, we have transcoders for just about everything. As I mentioned, we can use your existing networks, so we don't need to pull RF cables or install something special. All we need is a IP infrastructure that has multicast capabilities. We can work in a unicast environment, but we save bandwidth and network utilization if we go to multicast. We get better bandwidth support. Basically what happens is in a multicast environment, say you have 100 channels of video, they just sit in the backbone, and you'd have to have a network that has enough backbone to handle 100 channels. And in most cases that is the case. If you don't have enough capacity between buildings in different locations, we can make recommendations or work with your IT department to make those additions to your network. But what's great about it is, so your average worker or your average terminal will only be burdened with a video channel when they make the request. So that's the beauty of multicast. So my terminal right here, if I make an IPTV request, I'm webcasting right now. I wouldn't want video streams hitting my network connection right now. They're sitting in the multicast backbone. If I make a video request, then that connection comes to my machine, but it's not all 100 channels. It's only the one channel that I want. So that's the beauty or the intelligence of multicast IP video communications. In a unicast environment, you have to have a stream for every user. So if you have 5,000 subscribers and they all want to watch the same channel, you have to have 5,000 sessions, as opposed to multicast where we all share the same stream. So these are the things we can help you with, and there's always exceptions to the rule. Not every network has the ability to do multicast through multiple hops or through public networks, through a satellite network. I would be surprised if the DoD could multicast through satellite, but maybe they can on certain circuits. In that case, we can convert multicast to unicast. Then when the video reaches its destination, we can turn it back into multicast. So we can help our clients with all these types of hurdles. It's not a big deal. We do this every day. We work with your IT guys. And you can see the different protocols, RTSP, RTP, UDP. We can implement an electronic programming guide. The DoD might have its own proprietary or secret secure programming guide, but it's more like when it's coming to public television, if the DoD or government agency wants to push through commercial content, DirecTV, Dish, whatever it might be, we can implement an electronic programming guide. The other cool thing is, if we're talking advanced television, you want to be able to record, or as we call it, personal video recorders, or DVRs, or fancy terminology is time shifting. So, I want to watch it later, so I'm shifting time. It's just another acronym for, recording video or DVRing video. Our systems, what's cool about them is if more than one user goes to record the same show, so let's just say the Super Bowl is on and a lot of your users simultaneously want to record that programming, the network doesn't make 1,000 copies of the same video, or the IPTV system doesn't make 1,000 copies. It makes one copy and it points everyone's session to that same copy. So there's intelligence behind the recording. most clients want to record in a centralized location on a storage area network. We give the ability to record on the desktop if a user is watching the video on their computer, can record on the desktop or record on a higher-end Amino set-top box. But most clients want it in a centralized location. Most DoD and government agencies like, you know what, I want that in the IT realm. I want that in our data center. I don't want people recording video on their hard drives. But it's encrypted. It's encoded. So we secure all of that. And then, as I mentioned, you know, we can stream to TVs. We can use Amino set-top boxes. We can use TVs that have a smart TV tuner. We can stream to smartphones, smart tablets. We support iOS, Android, all the majors. When it comes to smart TVs, LG and Samsung TVs, we support. So we give you a user-friendly ecosystem. The system will, let me just skip ahead here. I'm trying to find a picture. I'll come to it. I'll show you a picture of what the system looks like. We can brand the environment, whether you're on the desktop or looking at a TV with an Amino. We can put your agency or your corporation or your government branding and logo into the environment, pick your corporate colors. We can integrate it all and make everything all match your environment. We can, with one of our VidOvation TV or IPTV servers, we can service 5,000 viewers concurrently. We have some systems that require per-seat licensing, others that don't require per-seat licensing. Most clients prefer the model where it's more expandable without the per-seat licensing. There's some different trade-offs between systems. And again, we can present the system that's most appropriate for your application. Each server can service 5,000 concurrent viewers, whether it's desktop or Aminos. This is not so much our software restriction, but it's more of a Microsoft restriction. We use Microsoft Windows 2008 server, and it can only support 5,000 simultaneous users. We can put programming groups, so government agencies, DODs, you guys like, maybe not everyone's authorized to see the certain channels. You probably wouldn't want to give everyone access to the ESPN because they won't do any work. They'll be watching football and baseball all day long. So you could have different tiers, different hierarchies that are all tied into the Microsoft Active Directory. So IT loves this. So you can, I'm sitting here at my computer and I'm logged into my domain server, Active Directory. So whatever my network access level, you can associate a video viewing access level to that. So everything is all managed in Active Directory. The IT guys love it all. You can push updates to your set-top boxes. Everything is managed remotely from the IT interface. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, we integrate with Aminos and monitors or smart TVs. Reason why we like Aminos, it's a very stable platform. When you design a system around a third-party piece of hardware, you want something that's going to be around for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and Amino is that vendor. There are sources out there for less expensive set-top boxes, but you get what you pay for. You get some cheap set-top box from China, you think you're getting a great deal, then you want to expand, the box is no longer available. Or as a vendor and a software and an IPTV provider, we would have to be rewriting our software every 6 months. So we pick a relatively inexpensive platform, an industry standard platform. When they come out with something new, it's always reverse compatible with the prior Aminos. So we really like the Amino brand. It works really well. What's nice about the Amino is they let us customize the firmware. So we do things so the channel zapping, you know, the changing of channels, if you're surfing, they lock quicker. A common one thing that sets us apart from some of our other vendors, some of the other vendors in the industry, is that when you channel zap, you got to wait a second, or what feels like a second. It's probably not really a second, but it's hard to zap channels. And then you have a tendency to hit it twice because you think it didn't take, and then you jump 2 channels. So we supercharge the decoding process in the Amino so that it locks quicker and you can change channels quicker and zap those channels very quickly. One important feature is that we permit encryption. So some of our encoders support encryption. We work with different encoders, OptiBase encoders, VidOvation encoders to provide encryption all the way to the Amino set-top box, or encryption to the set-top box, which is important for DoD applications. Obviously, you guys are going to want to have all your DoD or classified content encrypted. Wouldn't want that getting into, and we do 256 and 128 AES encryption. So we have our VidOvation software, our VidOvation Quick TV software. So we can, some of this is getting a little redundant, but we have 24/7 reliability, unlimited scalability. So when you hit that 5,000 user brick wall that Microsoft imposes on us, you just add another server. Typically, everything runs on a server appliance. So one server provides the basic IPTV functionality. You need another appliance to do video on demand. We have appliances that will allow you to do the streaming to your smart devices, your iPads, your smartphones. So it's scalable, it's incremental. So we can get your basic IPTV system running, and then we can add these more advanced features as you move forward. So you don't have to buy everything all at the onset. We can ease you into it and get you going quickly. Scale up your capabilities as your budget warrants. Let me skip up. There we go. Okay, so here's a little block diagram of a project we did not too long ago. It was important to the DoD. This was like for a flight simulator. The videos during record and playback all needed to be synchronous with each other. So we captured the video synchronously. We maintain a time code during record and playback. So you see the heads-up displays. We record 3 radar, cockpit. This is during some training and some flight simulation. So we recorded up to 16 multicast workstations and cameras simultaneously. So this depicts that synchronous workflow. You can see how we streamed out the video live out to execs and DOT officials watching the simulation while in parallel recording it, so we could play it back later. And then we offered synchronized on-demand playback after the fact as well. So we were able to, again, at the time this didn't exist, and the DoD put the RFQ out that, is this possible to record, up to 16 videos, highly synchronized and whatnot, and we customized our software. We specialize in professional services too, so a lot of times you can bundle in extra features for free. This one required, so many hundreds of man-hours of professional services, but we gave the DoD a hard proposal. We estimated how many hours it was going to take us. If it went over, we had to eat that. So we were able to develop a customized system for this particular DoD application. So just like what we did for the Hockey League with the goal camera, when it came to synchronous IPTV playback and recording, we did a similar thing for the government agency. So here's another view of so these 16 videos, when we recorded them, we gave the client the ability to watch the streams individually or watch all 16 of them simultaneously, synchronously on one screen. Or you can log into, you can double click on any one image and go full screen on them. And we can do up to 32 videos in a mosaic simultaneously. And you can see we can go over the LAN, WAN, or to cell phones with this content. Let me skip ahead here. So again, in the DoD type applications, we run into this kind of a synchronized recording. Same with security and surveillance. You know, you have multiple cameras. You want an accurate time and date stamp or a time code on your videos. So if it's security and you want to, in a court of law, you want to know where and when the crime occurred. If it's DoD, you want to know, okay, you know, when did the missile strike its target? Was it early? Was it late? Can we do better? Better accuracy next time. So you want all your different angles of cameras all synchronized together so you get a synchronous playback. So that's come up a lot as of recent. We've done deployments with the U.S. Army, their battle labs, U.S. Air Force, F-16, F-15 Mission Training Center. And we've been working with these agencies since 1998. That's our extended team has been working with these agencies. I've worked with these agencies at my prior company, so some of this has trickled through over the years to VidOvation now currently. And then here's another way of looking at the environment. So what's nice about these systems is it's not a new interface to learn or a proprietary interface. It's similar to our cable box at home or DirecTV or Dish Network. It's a menu-based system. It's easy to navigate through. You can see your program guide. You can see what's available on video on demand. And we use an industry standard remote with our Amino. So it's not a lot of training involved. Here's one way of looking at the architecture. I have multiple slides, but you can see you can have pre-recorded video, live video from camera. Say the CEO, the general, the admiral wants to give a speech. We can stream that live through the network. So on board ship, all your desktops, all your displays could have live video of the captain, the commander, the admiral, giving a briefing, giving a speech, and then we can pull in our live feeds from satellite or cable. Depending upon how the feeds are generated, if they're already in MPEG-4 or MPEG-2 format, we may or may not need encoders or transcoders. So we help our clients. They decide on the types of content. So if they want DirecTV here, DirecTV makes a box that can spit out IP, the COM 1000 or 2000. So we may need transcoders to lower the bit rate. A lot of the cable operators or satellite providers, they'll throttle bandwidth. So if it's an important event, they may spike up to 20 megabits per second. If we want to keep a more constant 8 to 10 megabits per video channel on our network, we can transcode. We can help throttle that down. Or if we're not doing hundreds of channels on the network, we can just let it ride as it were. So again, we help our clients with all that. So once you've encoded or taken the IPTV stream, the server doesn't really process any video per se. It's more of a management device. It's just associating a multicast or unicast IPTV stream with a channel of programming. So we can decide that we want the live CBS network to be channel 2. We want the 24/7 DoD news channel to be number 3, and so on and so forth. So the encoders, the channel lineup per se is controlled by the servers, and the server controls the set-top boxes and the players on the desktop. So it's more of a control appliance. It's not really doing any heavy-duty processing. It's just managing the streams on the network. And then, like any server or IT appliance, there's a management console for the admins to log in and manage. Here's another way of looking at it, just a signal flow, more of a linear look, where we have our live videos coming in, our pre-recorded videos, our live internal cameras, the admiral speaking, the general speaking, video coming in from vehicles, whether it's cellular, satellite, COFDM, whatever the circuit might be. Need to rest my voice a sec. And then UAVs. This is a big thing in the DoD. Could be spy satellites, surveillance satellites, UAVs. And then if the content is not in the proper IPTV format, you can hit our encoders, transcoders. If a signal's coming in as QAM, let's say, from a cable operator, a very inexpensive appliance that unwraps. The QAM usually has a MPEG-2 or MPEG-4 stream encapsulated in it, so we just, gateway device essentially unwraps that QAM wrapper, that RF QAM wrapper, and gives us out IP. So the sophistication of the devices needed in this section varies. So then we communicate with some sort of a network, whether it's land, satellite, or cellular. Then we have our IPTV, our middleware that manages the video streams, and then here's all our destination devices, our computers, desktops, TVs with a set-top box. We could have another slide in here that says smart TVs, and then we can stream to the soldier through a smart device or tablet. So those are just some of the different ways to look at it. So, why are we doing this? It's to business communications, military, government communications, training. It's all broadcast quality. The Amino, even though it has an HDMI output, gives you great quality video. If we need to send video to another command center, let's say, and we want to use something a little bit more robust than an Amino, we can use some of our off-the-shelf decoders and feed the live programming into Command Central or another command center via HDSDI, if that's what we prefer, or use the Amino and just use an inexpensive HDMI to HDSDI converter. The other cool thing is, remote control of the television, but remote also from an admin standpoint. So the administrators can decide, if it's a military base, you're under attack, you got to get to the bomb shelter, or you got to, you're on alert, you're on call, you got to go grab your weapon. Whatever the emergency is, whether it's a civilian emergency, a government emergency, a training exercise, whatever it might be, you can send out an alert over the IPTV system to the smartphone, smart device, to the desktop, to all the televisions, all the displays throughout your network. While we're at it, too, I probably should have a slide in here that talks about digital signage. So there may be non-military type information, tonight at the PX we're serving chip beef, or we have the meatloaf special tonight in the PX or in the commissary, or the PX has a sale on boots tonight, so you can go buy some Army boots. So you can put any kind of base news, or Lieutenant so-and-so had a new baby, send flowers, or whatever the agency news, corporate news, government news, you can push that all through through signage. Corporate side of things, they want stock tickers, the weather, but mission critical. Maybe you want to push content to the barracks where soldiers got a mission the next morning, and the weather conditions are changing, so the soldiers can prepare for themselves or swap out some of their gear. Okay, we got to bring our rain ponchos because it's going to be raining tomorrow morning over our target when we drop in. So mission critical information can be pushed in real time over these systems to the approved viewers. And again, it's all done over the existing IP network. We can make that, help you to keep that network secure. We bundle these systems together. So we really help our clients leverage and manage video, and full motion video is information. It's important in all aspects of business, of government, of commercial, government, and DoD. And we're one of the few that offers all these features. There's a few other players that will stream to smart devices. We're the only ones that can do it securely. We don't have that channel zapping problem. All the other players have that limitation. We have sorted that out. We offer high quality video, HD quality video. Our solution is mature. We have worked with many top name government agencies, top corporate, top tier corporate clients, and we've deployed around the world. I touched on this earlier too, is that customizing of the I probably should have this slide in this deck a little earlier, but this shows how we can customize the interface on the desktop or on the Amino. It's cascaded style sheets are used to program the environment. So most government agencies, most corporations have web developers on staff, or you can hire our professional services people to put your company logo, to change the look and feel of your IPTV system, and changing wallpapers, colors, schemes, and whatnot. So we can help you work with that. Here's a little peek here at some of the behind the scenes. We can have interactive playback, multicast, program guide. Here's a little snapshot of our viewer. You can have different categories here listed. It's kind of hard to see. The image is kind of small. You can have different folders with different content. So we can kind of organize information in different ways with kind of like a computer hierarchy, different folders, different subcategories. Or we can do more of a user-friendly little menu like this. So here you can see we're in a different folder. You can see what's in that folder. We pick up the metadata from the recorded content and tell the viewer, what it is that they can watch. Or we can do an approach where you click on little thumbnails and you see a little thumbnail associated with the video in order to figure out what you want to view. Here's another topology, just showing the scalability. We have more clients, more than 5,000 clients. We just put another server in, and we can fully expand. Our systems are meant to run 24/7. They meet DoD standards, mil spec. It's designed for a harsh environment, rugged environment. We do DoD work all the time. VidOvation, we're in the process of negotiating a GSA schedule, so that will simplify procurement for some of you guys out there. If things are not going out for open bid, or even if they are going out for open bid, the GSA approval helps to streamline that process, shows that we're a DoD-friendly vendor. We're registered with SAM. We have a cage code, so even though we don't have the GSA schedule yet, we've been doing DoD business. It's just GSA will make it a little easier. Some agencies, frankly, are moving away from DoD. DoD agencies are going away from GSA. GSA has gone through some struggles lately, but I think they're back on track. So whatever procurement steps are needed, we will work with that agency and provide product through whatever channel necessary that works for that particular project or that particular agency. So here we see some of the management, video on demand session monitoring that I was talking about. So you can see who is looking at what videos. The sessions are numbered. You can see, these are kind of a demo. We didn't want to show any classified information here, so you see demo, but this could be users' names, Active Directory names, showing you what they watched on the network. You could drill down in here and see how long they watched. And then, you can keep track of authentication, too. Is somebody watching something that they're not supposed to. If somebody's in the wrong Active Directory group and watching something that's that should not be available at their security level or their pay grade or whatnot, we can double check that here through the analytics, through the back end tools. Again, here's another. When you ingest the video, you can decide how it's stored on the network. If there's metadata embedded in the video when it's ingested, the system will index it, cache that video. If the name and date and author information is missing, when you ingest prior to indexing, we can add that information. And by ingesting, we're not making a copy of the video. So the video is sitting out on a storage device. We found it's dangerous to have our tools go out and index every file that it finds. You want to do it manually, and we don't recommend using the automatic features because you might accidentally index something that's classified. So you can systematically go through and say, okay, here's a folder of information that is at a lower tier of security. Put it as part of the proper tier, saying this is, you know, tier 1 security level. Then only tier 1 viewers can watch that. You ingest it. Make sure the metadata is in order, that everything is named correctly, tagged correctly, the video lengths are correct. So then systematically add your video archive and library to the system. Let's go ahead here. So here's some long lists of clients and agencies we've worked with over the years. You can see here, I'm not going to read these all to you. You can get this from the recording later on, but you can see Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps. You know, and then we've worked with some the prime contractors. You see General Dynamics in here. So we'll either work directly with the government agency, but we also encourage working with prime contractors. Agencies and prime contractors also like VidOvation because we're small, we're woman-owned. So if there's smaller woman-owned set-asides, we help your Lockheeds, your Boeings, and your General Dynamics, or the direct government agency meet those quotas of small woman-owned orgs. So that's another value add that we bring to our government and DoD type clients. Here again, here's some more. You can see there's some commercial or non-government or DoD type applications, and there's many more. This is just the tip of the iceberg of the types of clients we've worked with. Then we get into how do we create all this content. So I kind of touched on